Hi, it's Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company. I've got a darling quilt to show you today. Take a look at this cute little quilt behind me with all the houses on it. We call it Won't You Be My Neighbor? And for those of you who are my age know what that means. We're talking about Mr. Rogers, and we all have our sweaters on. Anyway, this is a darling quilt. This is Natalie's, a creation of Natalie's, and it is so easy to put together. The trick is in what you need. So what you need for this is you need a printed layer cake, a solid layer cake, and a charm pack. The charm packs make the windows and doors. The printed layer cake makes the house and the roof, and the solid is in between. And this is just a layer cake cut in half and our half hexie. So we've got our half hexie ruler for this project as well, and it makes the roofs and the separating piece. And so when you put this quilt together, it goes together in roof rows and house rows so simply. So what I'm going to do with you today is we're going to make a couple of houses and show you the in-between pieces and how it goes together, because you're going to be able to lay this out any way you like. Use any layer cakes that you like. I chose some fabric from Odds and Ends by Julie Comstock from Moda, and darling little fabric. And when I open up my layer cake, what I'm looking for first are the things I want to use as my roof. The roof, I think, lends itself to some really, fun patterns and things like that. And I just want to, it's just personal preference. I just want to pick out my roofs first. So I go through and I pick out some fabric that I think will make a good house. And then I pick out some fabric that I think will make a good roof. Now the roof is made, you're going to get 2 roofs out of each layer cake square, because you're going to fold your layer cake in half and put your half hexie ruler on top of that. And you're going to go ahead and trim that like this. We're making our roof. And you'll see that this has a little edge on it right here that we want to cut off. There we go. Oh, a little more. And when you sew these together, they just match up perfectly. So this is the roof for our house right here. And you don't do anything to that layer cake square. You just totally leave it alone. And then I'm going to get another piece here to make another house and another roof. And I think I'll just, now if I were putting this quilt together, I wouldn't put those red roofs next to each other. I would mix them up. But for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to leave them like this. What we need now are windows and doors. The windows and doors are made using a charm pack. And I use this Heat and Bond Light. And this is just, it comes on a roll. You buy it by the yard. But it's great to iron things on. We're doing iron-on applique for our windows. And even how we cut them out is so easy. So I'm going to put them over here and iron them onto this. I'm putting this bumpy side up. And we're just going to iron it down. Not get our iron on the sticky stuff. And what I did when I made the quilt actually is I took the entire charm pack and laid it all on this and ironed it all at once. So I had a huge piece of Heat and Bond with all my charms on it, because I knew I was going to be using those charms for the doors and windows. So I'm going to go ahead and trim these out. Move this, make sure I'm not cutting anything off here. And cut them back into what looks like a charm pack with Heat and Bond on the back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut this little charm pack in half. So we're going to make 2 halves like this. And then one of the halves we're going to cut in half and make the 2 windows. So I hope you saw how easy that was. We cut our charm pack in half. I'll do it again with this red one. And that 1/2 is going to make our door. And then our other piece we're going to cut in 2 pieces again, and that will make our windows. Okay, so now let's put these over here. So I've got 2 windows and a door like this. And I'll put these over here too. We've got a door. You know what? I think I'm going to swap these out. We've got a door and 2 windows here. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to peel these back and iron them on. And you'll want to, I did a blanket stitch around mine, you know, just a tiny little stitch around the edge of mine. You'll want to do that before you sew your rows together because I mean, you can do it after, but the quilt gets awfully big and bulky. So we got this on here. And I roll this back and peel it from the corner. The corner releases and lets go, and then I have a nice little piece here. If you have trouble doing that, you can also score the back with a pin and get a little tear in it, and it works. So I'm going to come over here and iron this down. Okay, so now we have our houses ironed and ready to go, and what we need now are the fill-in pieces that make, you know, these pieces right here that help us put the rows together and give us a little bit of neighborhood between our house. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a 10-inch layer cake square here, like this, and we're going to cut that in half. When we cut that in half, it gives us these pieces right here, these center pieces. So I have some of those done. And I'm going to go ahead and lay that in there. And then for the roof piece, it's just an upside down roof and a right side up, upside down, right side up. That's how you put that row together. So I have some roofs cut here out of the half hexie. That's what these are. They're the half hexie pieces. And they go in between here like this. And when I put these together, I do a row of roofs and a row of houses and a row of roofs and a row of houses, and it just goes together so quickly and easily. And we hope you enjoyed this tutorial on Won't You Be My Neighbor House Block from the Missouri Star Quilt Company. Ooh, crackle and sizzle.